Hi guys, this is Allison Pryor. I got a request to do this painting from Tanny. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And so we will learn to do this one today. And the first thing I did was, well here, I'll let you have a look at some of the things that we're going to do. It's a nice little painting. And you can make changes to it or do whatever you want. You can just follow along with me and don't worry about getting exactly the same colors and everything. So there it is there. So you want to take a picture of it so that you can follow it, have something in front of you. There it is. Okay, now that's 11 by 14 canvas. And I just taped it off a little over halfway just so we can work on the sky. And I just have my handy dandy brushes here. So I have my big bristle brush, and I have a medium, smaller one here. So the other one is about 1/2 inch, and this one's probably smaller than 1/2 inch. And I'll go through the brushes as we go along. So right now, just use your big bristle brush. And the only paint that you need right now is blue and white and a little bit of red. Let's put a little bit of red there just to give it a little bit of excitement in our sky. So then all you have to do then is take your paint and let's put on some blue paint on the sky. So tap off the water, put your brush in water and tap it off so it's damp. And then just take some blue and take some white. And let's get a nice light blue for the top, for the sky. So look, lots of white. See how nice that is? I'm going to add a little tiny bit of red. Just give it a little bit of oomph. There we go. That's all, just a nice bright bluish color. So you pick the color whatever you want. Let's just paint the whole top of the canvas. Go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Long strokes. Good. And then we'll just go with some more paint. So you may have to load a few times. Lots of paint and back and forth. So go underneath what you just did. And as you're coming down, long strokes, back and forth. And as you're coming down, we can lighten it up a little bit. So as you're coming down, add a bit more white to that blue mixture that you made. A little, make it lighter. There we go. Back and forth, long strokes. And that will help blend everything together really nice with the long strokes, because if you do short, quick strokes like that, you're just going to get, you know, that. But long strokes will blend everything together in your sky. Good. So nice long strokes. Now pick up more white. Just mix it in with your blue, and that makes it really bright. And you get it lighter down on the bottom, because the sky is darker on top than it is on the bottom. There we go. So now if you want to add more white to the bottom, you can certainly do that too. Good. So now if you're happy with your sky, you certainly can leave it like that, or you can always add a little bit of more blue on the corners to give it a bit of a darker color. You don't have to, but you can add a little bit of darkness up here in the corners just to give it some depth, and a little bit of red in it gives it that purplish look to it, which is nice. I find that if you put purple in your paintings, somewhere in your paintings, it looks really pretty. It really brightens them up and makes them look, gives it a really nice color. So far we have that done, so that's good. Now there's the sky here. Now see the corners of the sky up there are a little darker. So why don't we put a little more dark in the sky? Okay, let's do that. Up in the corners only, I think is good. So you always, if you're going by a picture or something, you know, you look at the picture and say, okay, if I like those colors in the corner, I'll do it. If you don't like them or you want to change it, go right ahead. But let's just put a little bit of darkness up in that corner there, just because you can see that it gives it more depth and it looks kind of nice. So I find the more layers of paint, the better. You know, it really adds nice to your paintings. Gives, like, instead of just one plain blue, it's nice to have extra colors in there. And you always look for 3 values of colors. I find that's good too. So you got dark, medium, and light. So you can get dark, medium, light. You'll get really nice shapes and dipped. So we're going to be doing that throughout these paintings. This painting, we're going to be looking for depth through our values. So we'll just blend that in there. All right, I got to reach over, so I'm kind of, there we go. So we'll just give that a, that looks nice. So that's nice. So now let's do our, so whenever you're doing a painting, have a look at the background first. So the background first, and I like to work in stages, so that's just the way I like to work. So as you can see, the background up here behind the trees and behind the clouds is the sky. So we do the sky first. Now what's next is the clouds. So your clouds will be next. So let's try and put in a couple of nice little clouds. Well, then we'll do the trees. So the clouds, all you have to do is take your dirty brush, is fine, and you just tap it into some white, and then what you're going to do is you're going to tap the corner. Let's tap the corner of the brush into the brush. Just tap the corner. See? Well, it's a little bit around, but I worked on the corner there, so I'm going to work on the corner of the brush. So pick a spot where you want your cloud. We have one over here. Just make a line over here for just a line. Don't even worry about it. Just make that line just so that you can see where you want to put your cloud, okay? And then just take your brush and tap on top of what you just did. Now, because the paint is still wet, it's not showing up very well. So we may have to wait for that to dry, but we're just going to tap on, tap, 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 tap. Tap on a little cloud right there, that's all. So, like I said, the paint is wet, so it's absorbing the paint. And if I could get a close-up, that would be nice. So we'll wait for that to dry a little bit, and then we'll go back over it again. So I'm going to do another one on the other side. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the shadow color, the sky color, and I'm going to put that on my brush. You can use the corner, and I'm going to take another line. I'm just going to bring a line over. Like I said, it's pretty close to the color of the sky. If you want to get that line darker, you can always put a darker line there. You don't have to, but just a line just to show you where you're going to have your cloud, that's all. And then tap off your brush into your white again. Tap into the white, and this is the brush that I use for the sky. Same brush. I don't know if I mentioned that to you. So just tap, again, tap a nice big fluffy cloud right on top of that line that you just made. Now, like I said, the paint is wet. We may have to wait for it to dry a bit. And you can go back in again and try to lighten it up on top of that. But if the paint is too wet and is absorbing the paint, then we'll wait for it to dry and we'll come back and do that again. Okay, so you bring it out a little bit on the edge here just to, so that sky clouds are there. Good. So if you want to, you can take that bottom line and just blend it in with the sky rather than have a big old blue line there, or a color, whatever color line you put there. Just blend it in, blend the bottom of the clouds in with the sky. Gives it a softer look. Now, what we're going to do next are the trees. So all we need is some green paint. Now, if you don't have the same colors I have, just use any color green, any color blue, whatever you have on hand. If you're into the tube paints, you can use ultramarine blue, you can use cad red, or sap green, cad yellow. You know, they're the most popular colors. Burnt umber, raw umber, burnt sienna, all those are really popular colors. So I'm just going to put some green on my palette, and I'm going to take my green, I'm going to take the same brush that I just used for the sky, and we are going to put on those distant trees. Now see the trees? You can see the trees in the background. they're faded. See how they're faded behind? So we're going to go and do those trees. The ones that are behind are faded. Okay, see them? All right, not the ones in the front, the ones in the back. Now, let's give that a try. So what we're going to do is take some green paint and a bit of blue, a bit of green and a bit of blue to give them a bluish color, because the bluish color gives it distance, and then some white to brighten it up. So if it's too much on the green side, we want to get a little bit on the blue side, all right? So then add a bit of white, so you got a greenish bluish color, and add white to brighten that up till we get the color we're looking for. Let's try that. You know, probably not going to be the exact same color as the trees we already have done, but that's okay. So let's go with just very lightly tapping on this color. Now that's kind of on the green side. It'd be nicer if it was on the blue side a little bit more. These are in the background, so you don't have to worry. I'm tapping very lightly. I'm not pushing really hard. I'm just tapping lightly because I don't want them to be too dark, or I just want them to be in the background. So I'm just tap, 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 tap. All right, so anyway, let's see. I like to get them a little bluer than that. So I'm going to add more blue to my green. A bit of blue. And a little bit of green. And some white. So I kind of like the bluish side. Just tapped it all together and try to get it a little bit light. Alright, so now let's try that. You may have to tap off some of that paint in your tissue because it might be a little bit too much paint on there. So just tap on there. Okay, now just tap on a little bit over what you did. It's okay. So I'm going to put more trees over that again. These are just the background. Just do one tap up there. See that? One tap up there. If I can get this for you, then I'll be able to let you see it better. Now, let's see. There we go, a little bit better. So just tap, one little tap up here like that, and then move down here and tap, 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 tap. Because down the bottom, they're going to be covered up anyway, so we don't mind. But the top part, you want it to look like they're in the background. The trees are in the background, and when we put the other trees in front of them, then you'll be able to see the ones in the background. But they're nice and light. They look like they're far away. Okay, so then you come in here, and the main thing you got to do is put tap, just a couple little taps up on top, and then move underneath that, and then you have your background trees. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'll come back and do another part 2 of this video, and I'll see you in the next video.